Dear friend, welcome to Anara Healing Space for you. Today, we continue our journey through Buddha's timeless wisdom with a teaching that touches the very heart of balance and freedom. This video is about 10 Buddhist ways to cultivate equanimity and non-attachment. Equanimity, or upekkhā, is the calm mind that remains steady in the middle of life's storms. Non-attachment is not indifference, but a freedom that comes from loving fully without clinging. Together, they create a mind that is both compassionate and unshakable. As we go through each practice, let the words guide you inward. Reflect on your own life, your joys and sorrows, and see how these teachings can bring you peace in every moment. So, take a deep breath, relax your body, and open your heart to the wisdom of the Buddha. Let us begin. 1. Begin with breath and stillness. Equanimity begins with a single mindful breath. When you close your eyes and allow the breath to flow naturally, you realize that peace has always been within you. The Buddha often compared the mind to a restless monkey, leaping from one branch to another, chasing endless thoughts and cravings. But when the mind rests on the breath, it slowly learns to sit still. Imagine yourself by a calm lake. When the wind stops, the water reflects the sky perfectly. Similarly, when the breath steadies, the heart mirrors truth. Each inhalation teaches impermanence. This breath arises. It stays briefly, and it passes away. Each exhalation whispers the art of letting go. With every release, you learn to surrender control. Over time, this simple practice trains the heart not to panic when storms arise. Thoughts, emotions, and worries come and go, yet your awareness remains anchored. In this stillness, you begin to sense a balance that no outer event can disturb. This balance is the essence of equanimity, the quiet strength that carries you through joy and sorrow alike. 2. Accept change with wisdom. The Buddha's words remind us, all conditioned things are impermanent. To cultivate equanimity, you must see change not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Life is a constant river of transformation. Children grow, bodies age, relationships evolve. Seasons pass. When you cling, you suffer, because nothing can remain fixed. But when you bow to change with wisdom, you find freedom. Think of autumn leaves falling. You do not weep for their color fading. You admire their beauty in passing. In the same way, you can learn to celebrate every phase of life without holding on. Equanimity arises when you no longer demand permanence from what is transient. Instead of resisting, you flow with it. This does not mean you become passive. It means you accept reality as it is, without bitterness. In that acceptance, the heart softens and steadies. You walk with serenity through change, because you no longer cling to what must fade. This wisdom is not cold, it is liberating, compassionate, and deeply human. 3. Release the grip of desire. Desire is like fire. Left unchecked, it consumes the mind. The Buddha taught that craving is the root of suffering, because the more you want, the more restless you become. Equanimity grows when you learn to loosen the grip of desire. Imagine you are holding sand in your palm clutched too tightly, and it slips away. Open your hand, and it rests gently. Life is the same. Instead of chasing after every craving, sit quietly and observe it. Notice how desire arises, peaks, and fades away. It is not permanent, nor is it your identity. When you stop identifying with desire, you experience freedom. This does not mean you renounce all joy, it means you enjoy without clinging. You taste the sweetness of life, but do not become a prisoner of it. Non-attachment is not cold detachment. It is a warm openness that allows you to appreciate without chains. When the grip of desire loosens, the heart feels light, and peace has space to blossom naturally. 4. Balance in joy and sorrow. Equanimity is the art of balance between joy and sorrow, gain and loss. The Buddha described this as walking the middle path, not being pulled by extremes. When joy arrives, do not lose yourself in excitement. When sorrow comes, do not collapse in despair. Both are part of life's dance. Think of yourself as the sky. Clouds of happiness and storms of sadness pass through, yet the vastness of the sky remains untouched. When you see joy and sorrow as visitors, you stop clinging to one and rejecting the other. Instead, you welcome both as teachers. Praise and blame, success and failure, pleasure and pain, they all belong to the natural flow of existence. Equanimity does not make you indifferent. It makes you wise. You learn to embrace both sunshine and rain with the same steady heart. By resting in balance, you discover freedom, a place where peace is not shaken by external events but rooted in inner clarity. 5. Compassion without attachment. True compassion is born from equanimity. Without balance, compassion easily turns into control, attachment, or expectation. You may want to save others, to fix their lives. But if you cling to outcomes, your kindness becomes a form of possession. The Buddha showed a different way: love that gives without holding, care that supports without chains. To practice equanimity in compassion is to wish happiness for all beings while recognizing that each soul must walk its own path. You cannot carry another's karma, nor can you dictate their choices. But you can radiate kindness, steady and unconditional. Non-attachment does not weaken love, it purifies it. It frees you from selfish motives and opens your heart to vastness. When you love without clinging, your compassion becomes limitless, embracing friend and stranger, joy and sorrow alike. This is the compassion of the Buddha's heart, strong, pure, and free. 6. Cultivate the 4 imitations. The Buddha taught for boundless states of the heart: loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Together, they form a radiant path. Equanimity ensures that the other 3 qualities remain steady, not swayed by attachment or aversion. To practice, sit quietly and visualize sending kindness to yourself. Then expand to loved ones, strangers, and even those who hurt you. Feel compassion rise naturally. Feel joy in others' happiness. And finally, rest in equanimity, the calm acceptance that all beings are on their own journey. This practice is like planting seeds in the heart. Water them daily, and they grow into a vast forest of peace. Over time, your heart becomes boundless, like the open sky. You no longer love in narrow circles, but embrace all beings equally. Equanimity here is not cold, it is expansive, stable, and luminous. The natural balance of a heart free from clinging. 7. Observing thoughts as passing clouds. The practice of non-attachment begins in the mind. The Buddha compared thoughts to illusions, appearing vivid yet without lasting substance. Sit in silence and watch your thoughts. Some are like gentle clouds drifting by. Others are like storms thundering across the sky. Instead of fighting them, simply observe. See how each thought arises, stays briefly, and dissolves. This observation weakens their grip. You no longer believe every thought, nor are you dragged by them. Slowly, you realize, I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness in which thoughts come and go. This realization is liberating. The mind, once heavy with clinging, becomes spacious and clear. The Buddha described the mind as luminous when freed from by observing thoughts as passing clouds. You touch this luminous nature. You rest not in agitation but in the clarity of awareness itself. This is non-attachment at its purest freedom of the mind. 8. Equanimity in relationships. Relationships are fertile ground to practice equanimity. With family, friends, and partners, we often cling, wanting them to behave in certain ways, expecting them to meet our desires. This clinging breeds disappointment and conflict. Equanimity invites you to see each person as a traveler on their own journey. Love them, but allow them freedom. Care for them, but do not imprison them with your expectations. This kind of love is not indifference, is wisdom. It respects the impermanence of all beings and the independence of their paths. When conflicts arise, equanimity allows you to respond with calm, not with reactivity. When praise comes, you do not inflate. When blame comes, you do not shrink. Relationships become lighter, more authentic, when you release clinging. To love with equanimity is to love fully, yet without chains. This is freedom for both you and those you care about. 9. Trust the law of karma. One of the Buddha's greatest teachings is the law of karma. Every action bears fruit. Understanding this truth is key to equanimity. When you act with a pure heart, you release the obsession with results. Whether success or failure comes, you trust the natural unfolding of karma. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, nurture it, but you cannot control the rain, the sun, or the soil. You do your best, then you let go. In the same way, live with integrity and trust that the results will follow their natural course. This trust dissolves anxiety. You no longer cling to outcomes because you know they are shaped by countless conditions. Equanimity is living in harmony with karma, acting wisely but not attaching to results. This brings deep peace because your heart is steady regardless of what happens outside. 10. Rest in the unshakable heart. Equanimity is the crown jewel of the spiritual path. It is the unshakable heart that remains steady amid storms. The mind that is not chained by clinging. The spirit that rests in vast freedom. Imagine a mountain standing tall, winds blow. Rain falls, snow covers it, yet it remains unmoved. This is the heart trained in equanimity. Non-attachment does not mean withdrawal from life. It means engaging fully without being imprisoned by desire or fear. You live, you love, you act, but your peace is not dependent on outcomes. You remain free, steady, and compassionate. In this space, you realize that true happiness is not in grasping but in releasing. The Buddha's gift of equanimity is not an escape, it is awakening to your true nature. Vast, luminous, and free. Let this realization settle in your heart, guiding you through every step of your journey. Dear friend, as we have walked through these 10 Buddhist ways to cultivate equanimity and non-attachment, you may notice a shift in your heart. Equanimity is not a distant ideal, it is a practice available in every breath, every interaction, and every challenge of daily life. When you pause and choose balance over reaction, when you love without clinging, when you accept change without fear, you are already living the wisdom of the Buddha. This path is not about perfection. It is about gentle progress, step by step, moment by moment. Remember, storms will come, losses will happen, joys will fade, and new joys will arise. Yet through it all, you can rest in the unshakable heart, the heart that is free, compassionate, and luminous. Carry this teaching into your day. Breathe deeply, release what you cannot control, and trust the unfolding of life. Each time you let go, you create space for peace. Each time you remain steady, you bring healing to yourself and to others. Thank you for joining me in this journey. If these teachings touched your heart, I kindly invite you to support this space by liking, sharing, and subscribing, so that more people may discover the timeless wisdom of the Buddha. Until we meet again in the next video, may you walk with clarity, balance, and freedom in every step. Namaste.